I was on my first sponsored trip.
on it.
I was using a fake ID.
I got fired.
That's your money weekend week. Yeah, that's a car.
Making that fast cash.
Right. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bottle Girl Diaries. For those of you who don't know me, I am Cindy Nansiri, and today we are going to meet with the beautiful Lynette. She is a former Marquee doll, and currently she's been able to thrive with the Monet company. It's a network marketing. Everyone, this is Lynette.
Hey guys.
So I just want to say, first of all, congratulations on your success and accomplishments.
Thank
being
you.
able to thrive. And I really want to know a little bit more about the company and how what made you want to get started. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, obviously it is Bottle Girl Diaries. So we got to talk about it. You're known as one of the well-known waitresses in the industry. So let's start off by telling us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born and raised? And what's your Vegas nightlife history?
So I was born and raised in LA. I always tell everyone when they ask, I'm like, I know it's not that interesting, right? I mean, in my eyes. So yeah, born and raised in LA, and then I was 21 when I moved out here.
Okay, so you started like ready.
Right away, 21. It was a few months shy of my 22nd birthday. I'm about to give away my age right now because I moved out here in 2005. So I'll do the math, right?
But like, don't go home feeling like shit about yourselves because look at you, like, girl, you have nothing to worry about.
So I moved out here a few months shy of my 22nd birthday because I was dating someone. I came out to Vegas to party with some girlfriends and ended up meeting a DJ at Rain Nightclub when Rain was like the place to be.
Where was Rain?
See,
Palms?
that's how old school this is.
Palms?
Yeah, it was at Palms.
I went to Rain. I think I went in there underage, but that's
probably.
Yeah.
So I met him, we started dating, and he was just like, have you ever thought about moving to Vegas? I grew up as a dancer also.
Okay.
Tap, ballet, all of that. I thought I was going to go that route in life because it was such a passion for me. So I wanted to, go to college and, study in dance and open up a dance studio and do all of that. That was like my thing. So he was just like, you're a dancer, obviously not to get into stripping, but he was just like, the shows that are out here, have you ever thought about moving to Vegas? I'm like, no. So anyways, long story short, I ended up moving to Vegas. My parents were not happy because he was also 17 years older than myself.
So like daddy.
Yes, exactly. So my parents were definitely not happy, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, what could they say? I was 21 years old. So I ended up, finding a job. Then after I found my job, got an apartment, and then moved out here to Vegas and just started in the nightlife industry. So the first job that I got was at Centrifuge, which I'm sure you see now because it's still around.
Centrifuge, is it the bar? Which bar is that in?
It's across from Hakkasan.
Okay, the center bar. Oh my gosh.
Back then, it was across from Studio 54.
Okay.
So I opened that up, and that bar actually used to be, it was all professional dancers because every 30 minutes or it was like every hour we had choreographed dances
that's so cute.
That we had to get up on the bar and on the boxes and do. So everybody that was there, all the bartenders, all the servers, we were all dancers. So obviously that was up my alley. And so I started there and then went over to Taboo, which is no longer there.
Right. I remember Taboo.
Yeah.
Like I said, these clubs that you're naming though, like I was underage.
Yeah.
I was using a fake ID. So if you were one of those promoters, I'm sorry, I put your job at risk.
You're like, my bad. So then moved over to Taboo, was there. That's kind of where I got the taste of bottle service because Centrifuge was all like single drinks, just walking around that little lounge, slanging single drinks. So I went over to Taboo, dabbled in the bottle service, and obviously the money is,
completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, and back then money was just like falling from the sky. It was
the stories that I heard is what made me want to move to bottle service, like, or move here to do bottle service. And I was just like, wow, like when I heard like what the Lavo girls made. So where else did you work after that?
So then after that, that's when they were opening up the second tower at the Palms, the Fantasy Tower.
Okay.
So I went over there and opened up Moon and Playboy Club.
Okay. Those were popping back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, made a lot of money there. So yeah, I was there for 4.5 years. Went down to Rain, worked at the pool. Like the Palms was my home. And then I actually left Vegas because I was over it. I was over the nightlife, over the industry, just over everything. And I ended up moving back to California, moving back to LA. But I only lasted, I want to say, like 8 months.
Yeah.
I was finding any excuses. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to find a job. And it's just, after a while, I loved it when I had moved back. I was just like, F bottle service, F Vegas, you know, this is the life. But then after a while, I just found myself, I'm like, oh, you're going to Vegas? Okay. Or, oh, it's your birthday?
You kept coming back.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's your birthday? Okay, I'll meet you there. I kept finding any excuse to come back to Vegas. So then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go. I heard that the day clubs do really well. So I'm just going to move back for the summer, and that's it, and then come back to LA. You know, stack up some cash in the summertime and move back. So I ended up auditioning for different clubs, but I ended up taking Wet.
Okay, so like that's like one of the best places that you could work in Vegas. That's so my bad, girl. Jeez. Were auditions, do you think that they've gotten harder over the years or more competitive?
Yes, definitely more competitive.
Right.
I mean, obviously it was still the same. You know, you go in a bikini, there's the panel of judges, and you know, then you make it to the next round after that. But definitely the way the auditions are now with just the Instagram backgrounds and, you know, it's just so competitive now because it was not like that back then.
Right.
So yeah, so I started working there and of course just never ended up going back to LA. So that was back in 2012. So from there, I want to say I did three seasons. 3.5. I got fired.
Okay, so this is where shit on Bottle Girl Diaries gets funny because, you know, it's real. Like, people are like, oh, you guys can get fired? Yeah, just it's a real job. We're just like, it's
I got fired for drinking.
Oh, I feel like if I ever get fired,
someone threw me under the bus. I'm just joking. Someone threw me under the bus, but whatever. We won't get into that. It is what it is.
It's tell us how you really feel.
It's a funny story. But, I mean, when you look back at it, you know. But yeah, so I want to say, it was 3.5 seasons there. And then in the off season, I worked at Pure. And then in the other off season, they had Hakkasan by that time. So I worked at Hakkasan.
Oh, you worked at Hakkasan? So that one I didn't know. I knew about Wet.
I was just on call in the off season, you know, when they needed some girls. Didn't work there too often, but yeah, so I ended up getting fired from Wet. And then I got fired, it was during Memorial Day weekend.
Oh gosh, no way. Okay, so for those of you who don't live in Vegas, Memorial Day weekend is like the weekend to be out here, not only to party, but if you are in the industry, that's like your money. That's your money weekend. We call it like Money May. The month of May is just so crazy. So that would hurt. That would hurt.
Yeah, it did. I think I worked I want to say that happened on Friday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And like right away you got let go? Like you didn't even get
It's a long story, but yeah, pretty much, I wasn't able to go back. It was like a whole like investigation type thing.
I'd be like, listen.
Because they wanted me to go to Concentra, and I'm like.
I'd be like, no, I'm not going.
No, I did it because like, what's the point? I'm like, I know I'm going to fail. So there's really no point in me to waste my time. So I just ended up leaving. But so yeah, so I got fired at that time. So like we said, it's money, right? So I'm like, shit, what am I gonna do? You know, I don't think any place is hiring right now. It's summertime, like everyone should be fully staffed. So I ended up hitting up Ramon, which is the general manager of Marquee, which was my first general manager at Centrifuge.
Okay.
So I've known him for many years.
Okay.
So I ended up messaging him, hey, I'm like, Lauren told me that, you know, you guys are hiring or looking for some girls. I'm like, I'm no longer at Wet. And boom, he messaged me back right away. He's like, yeah, come in on Friday for an interview. I'm like, okay. So then he's just like, why aren't you at Wet right now? Because we're talking about, it's still summertime or just the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I've known him for so long. I'm like, well, I got fired for drinking. And he was just like, Monat. But on the bright side, at least at Marquee, we were allowed to drink champagne.
Right. So long as you sell, like you're selling it or...
You're selling it, you're hosting the tables, and you're drinking champagne. So, you know, we would go ahead and have that. But yeah, he pretty much just hired me like right on the spot. You know, he didn't really need to interview me. I've known him for so long, since 2005. So then that was 2014 is when I started at Marquee. And I was there up until we all got laid off because of COVID.
Right. Okay, so you've been there just recently and there only. So, yeah.
So, yeah, I've been in the industry a long time. Like I was telling you earlier when we were talking about how back then it was bottle minimums. It wasn't table minimums. So you'll get a little envelope that said this is like a 9-bottle minimum. And we used to come out with all the bottles, drop them on the table. It was so different back then.
What if they only have like 3 people and it's a 9-bottle minimum? Like,
well, with
how?
3 people, that would have been like a 3-bottle minimum,
okay.
or
So
like
it's
a
almost
2-bottle.
like 1 bottle per person type.
Yeah, like
thing
1 bottle every 2 people, something like that. But yeah, if it was a big group, like a big bachelor party, like no joke, it would say like 10-bottle minimum.
Right. What's the biggest bottle that you've sold or like the highest running tab that you've had?
Highest running tab? Honestly, I was never that girl that had like the 100K tab, 250,000 tab, things like that. But
those are very hard to get.
Those are very hard to get. It's like
yeah.
every blue moon. I would probably say maybe like 50 or 60,000.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a car. So I'm like, that's a whole ass car.
I'm only 50,000. That's it.
Nothing crazy. Somebody came in and only spent 50K.
That's it.
Yes, that's real, you guys.
Yeah, it is real.
So, so I do want to talk to you about Monet because I know that we have, I've seen it on your Instagram story and it seems like you're doing well. And I want to know a little bit more about the company, you know, where it kind of even started and when, and then, you know, what made you go into it and how you're doing currently now and, you know, seeing if you're going to be doing anything with it in the near future.
So yeah, I mean, obviously we talked about my age, you know, so I'm 37. I just turned 37 in May. And, you know, I've been in the nightlife industry for 15 years. Long time. You know, you get tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to, you know, do something else. And, you know, I've always tried to dabble in different things because I know that there's a shelf life when it comes to bottle service. Right. You know, so I'm approaching 40. I can't be a waitress my whole life. So actually, when I had started Marquee, when I got fired from Wet, I started doing another network marketing company called Herbalife.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the company that my dad is in. He's one of the top earners in that company. I've been around Herbalife my whole entire life. He started there, I want to say in 83 when I was born, maybe 84, but he's been in it for a really long time. So I'm no stranger to network marketing. It's what he did. It's what he does. Like I said, you know, he was able to provide us an amazing, you know, childhood through network marketing. Right. And, you know, he's one of the top earners in his company to this day. So I was just like, shoot, what am I going to do? You know, so I enrolled because I was always on their products. I work out all the time. I like to eat healthy and do all that stuff. So I started doing that, dabbled in it a little bit, did well, but then I started working at Marquee. So I got comfortable making that fast cash. Right. Then you stop paying attention to what you're trying to work forward, right? You know, or work on. So that was that. And one thing great about network marketing is it gives you the time and financial freedom that you want. Because once you start building a team and start building your organization and it grows, your business starts running on its own. Okay. So you're not really grinding. I mean, my dad has been in like retirement mode for as long as I can remember. Right. But he has built his organization so big that it just runs on its own.
Okay.
So you're able to just like pick up and go wherever you want. You could take your business with you, just work through your phone, wherever there's Wi-Fi. So I've always known that, one, you get time freedom from network marketing, and two, there's a lot of money to be made in network marketing. It has made the most millionaires in any kind of industry that is out there. So I've always known that. And I was actually thinking about getting back into Herbalife not too long ago. But something just kept stopping me. I'm like, I don't want to. Even though I still take the products every day, I work out, all of that, I just really didn't want to. But I'm such a creature of habit that I was just going to because that's what I know.
Right.
So I was on Instagram and I follow Claudia San Pedro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know her.
I started following her. Like, she's just bomb.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. She's just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's an influencer. She was on Wags. I've been following her for years.
Right.
So I saw her talking about her hair, this and that, the products, but I'm not really paying attention. I'm thinking that she's like, sponsored by somebody, selling a product.
Yeah.
But I was like admiring her hair, like, oh yeah, it looks really good, this and that. And then since I'm familiar with the network marketing lingo, she posted something that said business opportunity. And right there, I was like, hold up.
What's she doing?
What is this?
Right.
So then I really started paying attention. I'm like, I think this is a network marketing company. Looked up their website. I'm like, I'm almost positive. So I called my dad because usually he knows of other companies. Right. I'm like, have you heard of Monet? And he's like, no. I'm like, can you look it up for me? Let me know if it's any good, if their compensation plan pays out well.
Right.
And so he's like, okay. He looked it up and he was just like, yeah. He was just like, looks fine to me. He's just like, are you going to join? I'm like, I'm thinking about it. He's just like, how much is the starter pack? I'm like, $199. And he was like, okay,
That's
yeah.
fair. Yeah.
He was just like, go ahead, do it. He goes, and so in my head, I'm like, okay, everybody washes their face, everybody washes their hair. The difference between this one and Herbalife, I have to get people to change their lifestyle with Herbalife. You have to not get them. They have to want to change their lifestyle. They have to want to work out. They have to want to eat healthy.
Right.
And I'm like, everyone washes their hair and everyone washes their face.
Right. And like has a skin regimen
or hair.
Right.
Everyone uses shampoo and conditioner. I mean, unless you're bald, but but then they have skin to wash their face, right? So that's what was going through my head. So I DM'd Claudia and told her I was interested. She sent me a video. I watched a little bit of it, but I was already like, I'm in,
Yeah.
So I texted her. I'm like, can we set up a call? She's like, yeah. Got on a call. We were just chatting about it, and I was sold. I mean, she didn't even have to sell me. I was just like, where do I sign? Sign me up. Like, I am ready. So she walked me through how to sign up, and from that point on, I had decided. I was so excited, and I left on a trip with my mom to New York, and I was just so excited. I could not stop thinking about this because I'm like, I'm going to make this big because like I said, I'm very familiar with network marketing, so I know the potential in it. And I just, from that day forward, I mean, even when I was in New York, I was listening in on meetings. I was, getting my parents to sign up as VIPs, my sister as a market partner, which a market partner is someone that does the business.
Okay.
Because, she's a stay-at-home mom. They're just living off of, one income, her husband. So it's just like, oh, well, she should do it too,
why not?
Make extra money.
Right.
So I was literally doing all of that stuff before I even tried the product.
Okay.
I hadn't even tried it yet. I had never heard of the company. I didn't know anything. But in my head, I'm like, a shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
I mean, not that serious.
It doesn't take rocket science to figure that out. So,
or see if, I don't know. I've never really tried a shampoo or conditioner that I hated. I don't know if you have.
I definitely have.
Have you?
Yeah.
So I don't know. In my head, it's
I'm also really picky too. So it's just
really?
But I obviously I see it's working for you because your hair looks great, your skin looks great, and
thank you.
So let me ask you, where are you at? What's it like? I noticed that you guys rank up, and so where are you currently at in your rankings right now?
I hit the rank called Market Mentor.
Okay.
So MM. So that is one of the first big ranks, and I told myself that. Once I got to this rank, obviously we didn't know the clubs were going to shut down.
Right.
I told myself by May, when I hit Market Mentor, I'm going to quit after Memorial Day weekend. That was my goal. When I wrote down a bunch of goals when I started the company. I said and I didn't really know what market mentor was. I just knew that it was a big rank, you know? So I'm like, once I hit that, I'm quitting.
Right.
But then everything shut down. So so I hit that rank last month, and that is the rank where you qualify for the free car, the Cadillac that they give.
All I can see is the car. I'm like, oh yeah, I want Lynette to get the Cadillac. Like, I can't wait. So no, that's good. I'm excited for you. So do you think that this could eventually be your main income? And like, are you going to return back to Nightlife should we get the opportunity to go back to the clubs? Or
I'm not going back to the club.
No? Okay. Well, shoot, girl.
No.
I'm happy for you, though.
Because I was able to match my income.
Okay, that's
so,
good.
Yeah, the fact that I match my income, I know, I'm so excited.
Retirement party, hanging
Yes, we should.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that.
She's hanging up the hills, you guys.
No, the hills are gone.
Yeah. Aww.
But yeah, no, I'm not returning. Yeah, it's definitely a big accomplishment.
I'm happy for you.
But yeah, I'm growing this. I told myself when I signed up, I'm going to make it to the top of the compensation plan, which I'm 4 ranks away. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's a lot of money to be made. You know, these girls do so well. And it's just an amazing community of women.
Empowering.
There's men too. Yeah. There's men too that kill it.
Right.
Everyone's empowering. There's no cattiness, there's everyone like supports each other. Even if you outrank somebody, it's just you just use that as motivation. There's no like competition. We'll put it that way.
That's good, because I feel like in the industry there's so much competition because we compete to get our jobs, and like it's just so hard to know who's really in your corner and who's like really supporting you. So I did want to ask you, because I just purchased the Monet Lash Serum, and I can see a difference, but I haven't been very consistent with it.
To be consistent. I know. That's what I tell everybody. Be consistent.
I know. So, but before we, run out of time, I definitely wanted to ask you what your favorite Monet products were. So, if you just want to pull them up and go over them, that would be
it up, but I'll bring up the main one, because this is like
I think that's the one I need to buy.
This is like the holy grail of Monet. This is the liquid gold. It's the Rejuvenate oil. Smell it. It smells like kind of like a citrusy smell. That one,
do I just take it off?
Yeah, you just twist it.
Okay.
So with that one, it's infused in all of our products. It's patent pending.
Okay.
So no other oils on the market have what that has, and it actually penetrates through all 3 layers of your hair to help boost hair growth. You could use it on your skin. I use it as a makeup primer.
I saw that.
Yeah, I love it as a makeup primer. There's literally 101 different kind of uses. Like if you have like, I don't know, like sunburn, razor burn, eczema, psoriasis.
Wow.
It'll help it.
Okay.
Obviously, we can't make any medical claims. No medical claims. But this right here is definitely by far, my favorite.
Okay. Well, that's definitely, I'm probably going to end up buying that, because every time I do look at your stories to see what products you're currently using and what the benefits are. And, I'm super into like, skin and beauty products and But
if there's a product, because some people love their shampoo and conditioner, some people, and I get it, because I'm a creature of habit. Like if I like something, I like it, and I usually don't change, so I understand if somebody's obsessed with their shampoo and conditioner, by all means, stick with it. But if there was one item that I tell people that they need to get, is that oil.
Okay. Yep, I'm sold. You just sold me on the channel, so.
Done.
Okay, so real quick, Lynette and I have a funny story of how we met, but I'll let her tell it, because it's actually it's funnier from her perspective. On
what was going through my head.
On what was going through her head. So what year was that? 2017? 2016.
Probably 16.
So I was fairly new to the industry, because I moved to Vegas in 2015, and I took a trip, and I'll let her explain what the trip, but I kind of knew who she was just through, word of mouth, like seeing her pictures on Instagram, because that's what you do when you move to Vegas. Like you see who all the like well-known, popular, hot bottle girls are before you move there, and just, kind of stalk them. But anyway, so we were on a flight to Miami, and then I'll let her tell the rest, because it's actually really funny.
So we're on a flight to Miami. My boyfriend, he lived there. So the first year that we dated, he lived in Miami. So every 2 to 3 weeks, I was flying out to Miami. So we're about to take off, literally about to take off, and I'm in the front, and there's nobody in the middle seat, right? And I'm like, okay, perfect. You know, everybody wants nobody next to them. I don't know, at least I don't. Then she comes running up from the back of the plane, comes up with all her stuff, and the stewardess or the flight attendant, you know, is like, oh yeah, this is an empty seat. She's like, okay, perfect. She sits down, and I'm like, okay, well, so much for that empty middle seat. But I'm like, okay, well, at least, you know, she's like a young, cute girl and not like a creepy, like old man or whatever. So I was just like, whatever, it is what it is. And then I think you started talking to me. I think you asked me, I don't even know, like if I was from Vegas or
you just looked familiar. So I think I just asked you your name because I didn't want it to be that awkward like silence where we might think we have seen each other or something. So
then I bought her some wine, and I'm like, why are you going to Miami? And she was kind of being like, oh, yeah, well, you know.
I was on my first sponsored trip.
And then she, like, after I liquored her up, then she said it was a sponsored trip, this and that. I'm like, oh, girl, you're fine.
Yeah, I was nervous. Like, I was like, oh, I don't know if I should be going on this sponsored trip with this guys. And told her who it was, and she had known them. Everybody knows them. Yeah. And she's like, no, you'll be fine. So.
Yeah, and one of my friends was dating one of his friends at the time, and so we were always around them. So I was just like, girl, you're fine. I'm like, don't worry. I'm like, they're nice. You'll be good. And she's just like, okay. She's just like, I've just never done anything like this before. Oh my God. Shy little girl.
Yep. And then it was like all downhill.
And downhill from there. And all of a sudden, it's just like.
She looks at my Instagram. She's like, oh, now she's on another trip.
I'm like, okay.
So that's all today on Bottle Girl Diaries. We were able to meet with Lynette, and obviously we're going to be celebrating her retirement from the nightlife industry. Hopefully you guys were able to learn something from her, because it just comes to show that with hard work and putting all her eggs in one basket, she was really able to thrive with the company Monet. If anybody is interested in, you know, seeing what Monet is about or working with the brand, you can follow her on Instagram at Lynette Lobato and just shoot her a DM. Also, if you guys haven't already, don't forget to follow the Bottle Girl Diaries official page or my personal page at I am Cindy Nansiri. Also, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.